Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 42 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And today we wanted to talk about the awards for the NBA season. As you know, the NBA season is about to end, playoffs about to start. And so we wanted to give our take on who we believe deserves and who we think might win these awards. And so, as we always do, we're going to start off with a coin flip.
Yep.
Call it in there, Jacob.
Heads.
It's tails. So you can go first and start off with the Sixth Man of the Year award.
All right, sixth man. So I initially thought it was gonna be Tyler Hero or Jordan Clarkson, but Jordan Clarkson actually had a worse second half of the season, so I think he's out of consideration now. And I think it's pretty much Tyler Hero. Kelly Oubre, he can get like a second or third, but I think it's pretty simple. It's gonna be Tyler Hero. He's been dominating with the Heat. The Heat are the number one seed in the East, and he's just been coming off the bench and scoring a lot of points for them, and he's been a big part of their offense. So yes.
All right. So for my Sixth Man of the Year award, I think who should win is my boy Cam Johnson from the Phoenix Suns. I think a lot of people will sleep on him. He doesn't have the same scoring numbers as Tyler Hero. But here's the thing. Tyler Hero is expected to do that. He's expected to go in there and shoot threes and score points. But if you look at his overall stats, his stats aren't as good as Cam Johnson's in terms of all-around game. Cam Johnson's better defensively.
Way better.
Cam Johnson is actually, his shooting numbers are actually better than Tyler Hero. Cam just plays on a much better team. The Sun are much better than the Heat. And so I don't think Cam's going to win it. I think Tyler Hero is going to win it. But my boy Cam Johnson should win the Sixth Man of the Year. And I think a lot of people are going to be shocked at that because I was not happy when we picked up the Cam Johnson. But he's proven me wrong, and he's proven me to be a very valuable part of the team where he really is a valuable member of both offensively and defensively, where Tyler Hero is a defensive liability. You a little bit surprised by that?
Yeah, I can see that, but I think the stats and just the way they do the award, I think Tyler Hero is going to win.
I think Tyler Hero is going to win too. All right, the next category we're going to is Rookie of the Year, and this one is an easy one for me. I think it's the number one pick for the Detroit Pistons is Cade Cunningham. Granted, he started off slow. It wasn't his fault. He was hurt, but ever since the second half, or basically right before the All-Star and after the All-Star, he's been by far the most dominant rookie. And he's basically shown that he's going to just take off. Stats-wise, he's the first rookie in a long time, besides Luka, to have 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. I think the challengers for the Heat we're going to have is Evan Mobley, who has played well all year, and Scotty Barnes. I think Evan Mobley might win it over Cade, but I think if you're looking at potential and also how they ended up playing, Cade Cunningham's a lot more potential, and his numbers are better than both Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have both Cade and Evan Mobley. I think Cade should win, and here's the thing: is that Cade plays for a really bad team. No, it's not even bad; it's beyond bad.
They're not.
They have nobody on their team. This is a down team. Their only light is Cade Cunningham in a top 3 pick. And the rest of them is garbage. We have horrible draft picks, and we have Jeremy Grant that's going to leave. This is
Just why are you talking about how bad the Pistons are? They're not even that bad. Bay
No.
And Isaiah Stewart are
here's
not
the thing.
bad.
We have a bright future. This team, if you're looking at it, should have been the worst team in the league. And Cade came and was competing with teams pretty much by himself because Jeremy Grant got hurt for the rest of the season. If you take away Cade, this is a horrible team. If you take away Evan Mobley or Scotty Barnes, both those teams are still playoff teams or 8 or 9 seeds because Cleveland has both Jarrett Allen, who was an All-Star, and Darius Garland, who is also an All-Star. Take away Cade, they're the worst team in the league. And I just think that the impact that he had is more impactful and should be Rookie of the Year.
It's true. And the Raptors also had Siakam and Fred VanVleet, who are both all-star caliber players. So I agree with you 100% on that. Another thing I like about all 3 of the rookies is all 3 of the rookies are pretty good defensively. You haven't seen well-rounded rookies that can do it both on the offense and defense. All 3 of these guys are actually pretty good defensively. Mm-hmm. All right, Defensive Player of the Year. This is going to be interesting.
I both have Marcus Smart and Mikal Bridges. I didn't have any people that play in the paint just because I think that people that play perimeter defense are more needed than rim protectors, even though those people are needed. I just think they win every year, and this year we saw how dominant the people that play in the perimeter are, and I put Marcus Smart and Mikal Bridges. To me, Mikal Bridges should win. He's on the best team, and he's just having really good defensive numbers, and whoever he is like guarding, that he shuts him down. He has really long arms, but Marcus Smart's just been dominating on defense, and I think that he has better numbers, so he's probably gonna win. But I think Mikal Bridges should be in conversation of it.
If I was a writer and had a vote, I would vote for Mikal Bridges. I think he should win based upon his value to the team, the way that he always locks down the best perimeter player, and sometimes even their small fours. He can guard those. The fact that he plays the most on the best team in the NBA shows you how valuable of a defensive player he is. The Phoenix Suns are either the second or third best team in the league defensively, and he's by far our best defensive player. And so I put Mikal Bridges should win. I don't think he's going to. I think it's a two-man race between Bam and Rudy Gobert. I think Marcus Smart should be considered. And to tell you the truth, I think all of them would lose to Draymond Green if Draymond Green logged enough minutes and played enough games to be able to be considered. I think Draymond Green is the best defensive player in terms of versatility of guarding all and also being able to dissect an offense. But he's not in the consideration because of his lack of playing time. But I do think Mikal Bridges should win because I think he's the next similar player in terms of versatility to Draymond Green. But I think the NBA loves the block shots, love the paint patrollers like Rudy and Bam. And so I think one of those two guys are going to win it, but it should be Mikal Bridges. Mm-hmm. All right. Next, most improved. So this is a tough one because it's hard to say who's most improved in terms of, do we expect them to be great or do we not? Because there's talk of John Morant, LaMelo Ball. Those guys improved a lot from last season to this season, but I think a lot of people expected them to make that jump from star to stardom. And so I think they're not going to get the votes. Personally, I think Mikal Bridges should win the most improved, just because I think Mikal Bridges, Miles Bridges for the Hornets. I think Miles Bridges should win because of the fact that he has now stepped into that position where he's a go-to scorer. He's averaging close to 21 points a game, 7 rebounds. He demands the other team's best perimeter defenders, him or LaMelo. And so if he didn't develop, LaMelo wouldn't have the stats he is. But I think who's going to win it, I think who should win is the point guard for the Spurs, Murray.
DeJounte Murray.
I mean, his stats are unbelievable. I mean, he averages a triple-double nearly on a very young, athletic Spurs team, but he's definitely the leader, and he's definitely the player that has improved a lot in terms of his overall game. I think his stats, what I see, he's 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists.
That's pretty good.
That's unbelievable numbers. If he had a bigger name or played in a bigger market, if the Spurs were a little bit better, I think he would be a runaway. My opinion is between Miles Bridges and Murray, but I think in the end it's probably going to be Desmond Bane is also in that picture, but I think Murray's better than Bane. But I would want to see Miles Bridges win.
Yeah, I agree. DeJounte Murray, if his team was a little bit better, if they were like a 4 or 5 seed, I think he would be the runaway. He's a very underrated player. He actually leads the league in steals. He's very good, two-way player, one of the best. And if you watch the game, he's just a very smooth player. This year
he's like a controlled, not crazy Westbrook when Westbrook was young.
Yeah.
But Murray's a better shooter.
Mm-hmm. I forgot to put LaMelo Ball, but LaMelo Ball is in the conversation. It sucks that his team did so bad at the end of the season. But he's that player that's going to be here for a while. He doesn't have that play style where he would get hurt a lot because he makes these unbelievable athletic plays. He's just that player that goes in and makes your team better because of just how well he knows the game of basketball. But the 2 other players I put is Darius Garland. He made a really big step this year. He was an all-star. He's a really good offensive guard. He's a really good shooter. He's very shifty, and he's pretty underrated on defense, even though he's not probably the best top tier. But I think the number one is Ja Morant. Last year, we saw flashes of him, but he kept getting injured. And this year, we saw what a healthy Ja Morant is. He's an all-star starter.
But he still got hurt.
Yeah, he still got a little bit banged up. But he was by far the most fun player to watch this season of all the posterizes, the alley-oops. And I just think that NBA loves that, and I think they're going to give him the most improved just because of how well he did from last year to this year.
I think writers expect Ja Morant and LaMelo to take that step up. It's these players that come out of nowhere, like Desmond Bane, who shoots 44% in the three, to go out there and make their team much better. I mean, stars. Ja Morant was a number 2 pick for a reason. You expect him to be a star. Desmond Bane was a mid-round, first-round draft pick. Or maybe he was a second-round draft pick. You didn't expect him to be an 18-point scorer a game who shoots 44% and plays unbelievable defense. You don't expect that. That's where the jump you see. That's where I think writers are going to say these guys came out of nowhere, like Miles Bridges came out of nowhere and really improve their team. I think that's what hurts LaMelo and Ja Morant is I think writers and the fans expect them to be that type of player. All right, who do you have for MVP?
MVP.
This is the big one.
It's a three-way race, I think.
A three-way, okay.
Yeah, of Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Devin Booker. Devin Booker is on the best team and is the best player on the best team. Past MVPs have showed that the best player and the best team wins the MVP, but this year he's going against 2 dominant centers. Joel Embiid was probably the best offensive center in the league by far this year, just from the way he dominated the paint and played very well. He was being very efficient, but the guy that probably is going to win just because of the stats is Nikola Jokic. He averages 27, around 14, and 8.
Is that who you want to win?
I don't want him to win. I just think that the stats are just carrying him.
Who do you want to win?
I want Devin Booker to win.
But he's not going to.
He's not going to, but I'd either want Devin Booker or Joel Embiid to win.
All right. Well, I think it's a 3-man race too, but I don't have D-Book in there. I think D-Book should get some love, definitely. The problem is I think a lot of writers in the general public still believe that Devin Booker is probably not our best player. And that hurts him because they usually vote for the best player on the best team. And I think there's a split between Chris Paul and D-Book. Even though I think Devin Booker has shown this year he's more valuable and he's carried us even when Chris Paul was hurt with a broken hand. D-Book really stepped up and averaged a lot of points during that time, and we didn't slip at all. So I think Devin Booker showed that he's our best player on the Suns. And I think he deserves some love that the Suns were by far the best team from day one to the end of the season. The Phoenix Suns were the best team. So he should get some love. I don't think he will. I think he'll be the first team All-NBA, but I just don't think he'll be voted in the top 3. I think the top 3 are going to be, according to all stats, it's going to come down to Embiid, Giannis, and Jokic. And who I think is going to win is I think Jokic is going to win. I think he should win. His numbers prove to be the best. He's by far he's got the highest player efficiency rating out of everyone in the NBA. Just the fact that his numbers, what is his numbers? 27, 14, 8. I mean, that's quite remarkable. Embiid won the league scoring with almost 31 with almost 12 rebounds, but he had 4 assists. Then he was the number 3rd most player efficient player, but number 2 was Giannis. And so Giannis, people can't sleep on him. He's got 30 points, over 11 rebounds, and close to 6 assists. And so those 3 are probably going to win. One of those 3 are going to win. I just think Jokic's numbers and his value to his team, and is also a better defensive player than Embiid. And so I have Jokic winning. I think he should win, but I would actually be very happy if D-Book did win and kind of slide in there. I think he's probably on the fringe of probably 4th or 5th in the rankings of what the voters are going to say. But it would be nice to see a clean sweep of the Suns winning a lot of these awards. I think if they have every single category, they have someone that could win. Because we didn't even talk about Coach of the Year. I think Monty Williams is a runaway.
Yeah, he's a runaway.
So, but I would love to see that. I think besides the Rookie of the Year, which the Suns don't have, but everyone else, I think you can throw a Sun in there and see that they have legitimate arguments to win that award. And so those are our take. Let us know. We love the NBA. The playoffs can start, so we're going to give you a rundown of our take in the playoffs pretty soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed episode 42 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you guys later.